Welcome back. Conversation with the Executive Secretary of Major Oil Marketers Association, Mr. Obafemi Olaware, continues now. He's still here with me in the studios, and we're talking about what is responsible for the increase we've seen in recent times in the price of diesel and kerosene. Mr. Olaware, thank you so much for sticking around. So just before we went on that break, I asked you what was actually, there have been reports that the oil marketers are now prioritizing importation of fuel over diesel and kerosene because they make their returns quicker. They're able to sell off the products and get their monies back, and not the same as we have with diesel and kerosene. Could you respond to that?
Yeah, I think it would have been the other way around if we had the funds, because it's now easier to sell the diesel and kerosene faster. If you go to many petrol stations, the attendants, the dealers are all complaining because the demand has dropped for petrol. Yes, it has dropped. So if we had the dollars, and I know some of the smaller marketers, they prefer bringing in product kerosene, but the bottom line is, and trust me, the bottom line is that there is no foreign exchange to bring in the product. NMPC used to bring in kerosene, but their volumes have also dropped. So there's no dollar to bring in anything. And I am hoping sincerely that all the arrangements of Dr. Kachiku comes to fruition so that it doesn't get to petrol. We are getting, but not enough for even petrol. So we want to draw the attention of all the authorities to this fact that they should look seriously into the issue of getting foreign exchange for the importation of these petroleum products before we get to... And the hole is coming up again. I always talk about it. But it's not deep yet. If you get any foreign exchange now, and you go to the banks, the bank will take it to block what you are owing before. So until we clear all the backlog, we cannot start on a level playing field.
You already mentioned that, the Minister of State was doing something well with regards, getting the IOCs to help with funding for the petrol importation. Yeah. What are your expectations for that other segment of the market, that's the diesel and kerosene market?
The expectation is that we'll get more serenity in the crude market, and the turbulence as regards bombings and vandalization of pipelines will stop, so that Nigeria can sell more crude and get more foreign exchange. The situation is getting terrible, and sincerely, it's not raising any alarm. We hope we don't get to a situation where we won't have anything to import anything at all.
It is raising alarm right now because a lot of people can't afford to buy kerosene, which ordinarily was quite affordable up until now. So in the very short term, isn't there something that the major oil marketers can do to try to alleviate and stave off that potential crisis that is brewing?
When we're making our request for foreign exchange, we did for all products: petrol, diesel, and kerosene. But if you don't get enough, then you have to look at petrol more than any other product. I'm sure if we had the same scenario with petrol, the outlets would have been blocked by now. So I think that it's wise to use a large chunk of whatever you get for petrol, and then smaller the fraction for diesel and kerosene. Otherwise, nobody is praying to go back to the period when people were sleeping at the retail outlets. So we will do our best within the limited resources, but sincerely, government has to come in. I do not know how, but we in our group intend to meet the minister again We just wrote a letter to him, and we intend to meet him again to put the case fresh. It's always there, but we want to remind him that as we satisfy the PMS market, we still have to look at the kerosene and the diesel market.
Mr. Olaware, thank you so much for coming on the program this morning and shedding more light on these particular issues.
You're welcome.